Okay.
You are now tuned into Mixstation Radio Live. The views and opinions of the guests and the hosts you hear on Mixstation Radio Live are not necessarily those of the staff and the management of Mixstation Radio Live, its sponsors, or advertisers.
Hey, I want to start a podcast.
Join the mix.
Can I broadcast to millions all over the world?
Join the mix.
Can I control my own content and share my show?
Join the mix.
Can I promote my product and my event?
Join the mix. Mixstation Radio is a worldwide internet radio station that specializes in video and audio podcasts on all social media platforms. You can download our free app, Mixstation Radio Live. That's MIXX Station Radio Live. We have 2 locations in Tulsa, Maryland, and Eastern Shore, Maryland. With our new service, you can host your own show from home with Mix Mobile. That's MIXX Mobile.
Did you say I can broadcast from home?
Yes, we have a new service called Mix Mobile. We can come to your location or you can log on virtually.
Hold up. That can't be true, man.
Yes, Mixstation can air any show from anywhere in the world, and all you need is a strong internet connection. Also, we have a toll-free 1-800 number.
So you're telling me I can stream on YouTube, Facebook, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and all the formats all at the same time and have people calling with comments?
Yes, join the mix. If you want to join the mix, email us at mixstation@gmail.com. Again, mixstation@gmail.com. That's MIXX station@gmail.com.
Pressure and heat builds in my vaginal walls. I become like a volcano, ready to erupt at the height of my orgasm. Oh! No one, my dear, has ever come close to this love you inspire. You fill my soul with so much joy. For you, my dear, are my heart's desire. Oh!
right. What's left? Okay. Well, good evening, Facebookers, YouTubers, Instagrammers, and everybody else out there in Radio Land. Tonight, you're tuned in to Intimate Connections. I am the host and creator, Queen Jackie. I got to give a shout out to my two co-hosts who will not be joining us tonight. John, and congratulations to your baby on her graduation. And then Richard, I miss y'all tonight. So, by the way, before I get started, you want to call into the show. The call-in number is 855-493-6499. I have a great show for you tonight. I got the legendary Soft Tones in the building, Mr. Steven Jackson and Johnnie Johnson. We're going to have a great show. It's going to be a grown-up show. You know, they got a lot to tell us. So I want y'all to get y'all mind right to receive them. And they're going to tell you about the show that they have coming up the weekend. Also, by the way, I'm going to be in a comedy show on June 14th. That's Father's Day weekend. So we'll post a flyer on that as well. For those of you that don't realize, I've been doing comedy for the last 3 years. And it was actually kind of a dare. And I liked it. And I just kept it moving with it. And so, yeah, we'll talk about that later. But tonight, you know, I got to turn it over to my guests. I'm so excited to have them here. They're welcome on the show anytime because it's always a good time. And then listen, let me just tell y'all, for those people that really know me, I have a fetish. I have a couple, you know, but eyes, pretty eyes is definitely a fetish of mine. So I'm trying to hold my composure because I'm sitting next to old Green Eyes here. You know what I'm saying?
You see who got the sunglasses.
Put his glasses
you see who got the sunglasses on now, right?
He put his sunglasses on. But let me tell y'all, the shenanigans started before we even came into the station because Mr. Johnson wanted to touch my hat. You know, he said I left my tag on, which I did, but I think it was just a door opener because he wanted to touch the queen. You know what I'm saying? But no, I'm just playing around. But I
do know the cost of the hat now. I'm just saying.
You just saying? Yeah. Don't put my business out there.
I ain't gonna put the business out there.
But yeah, so I have, you know, like I said, Steven Jackson and Johnnie Johnson. So I'm not going to do a whole lot of talking because I know they got a lot to say. So we're going to get right into it. I'm going to ask one question and I'm going to let y'all just do yours. Okay. So tell me the history of the Soft Tones.
The Soft Tones. You want to do this or what?
You
all right, I can start. Let's start in junior high school.
Okay.
That's where it all started.
Okay.
I'm gonna start throwing out some names. School 91, Gwynns Falls Park Junior High School. It was around just as I got out of the 6th grade.
Okay.
I stepped into the 7th grade, which was at School 91. Y'all, some of y'all out there, y'all know the story.
Yeah.
And we always had a meeting place in school. The meeting place was in the bathroom.
Wow.
Smoking cigarettes. That's what we used to do. That was the end thing down there.
Yes.
But that's how we kind of sort of networked and got information from each other, knowing about who's doing what, and this and that and so forth, right?
Okay.
And
that was the cool room.
yeah, because that's what we used to smoke, cools.
Wow.
And when we met there, cigarette smoke everywhere, all over the place. You know, we were looking at checking our bags, making sure nobody's sneaking up on us or what have you.
Okay.
But this is where we all met up at, and we met in the bathrooms, and this is where we find out who was doing what group was doing what, and this and that and so forth. I was in a group called Ricky and the Entertainers during that period of time. Just like I said, was in the 6th grade.
Yeah.
And then after I came out, after I went to 91 and started at 91, the group that I was with, the Entertainers, kind of sort of like was expanded. We was that's when the talent show period era was going, taking place at that at that particular time. And the Soft Tones were partially established.
Mm-hmm.
And Ricky and the Entertainers was partially established.
Did you want to mention that you were a Hey Jack?
Yeah, I was. I was. Yeah, 'cause that's a whole different story, I mean, that's a whole different story. But stepping into the music business kept me out of trouble. That's number one.
Especially being a Hey Jack.
Yeah, especially when you was a Hey Jack back then. But we won't. That's another story.
That's another story.
Another story. Because back in the day, you had to fight.
You had to fight.
You had to fight.
Yeah.
You had to do that, and if you didn't, you were a punk.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we weren't punks back then.
Yeah.
But we loved the girls.
Mm-hmm.
We try to look our best.
Of course.
Back then, during that time, and we
Right.
sweater shirts and all that.
Okay.
All that kind of good stuff. But in the meantime, talent shows were coming up.
Yeah.
And we were on the talent show with the Soft Tones. And they kicked our butts. They kicked our butts. I mean, because they brought it. And it was like, okay, this is something that, they sent us home. Sent us home. Some say, okay, we can't have this any longer. It's on now. So all the time that was taking place, the Soft Tones were like, okay, they were reestablishing, because some of the guys went out there, they was gone into the service, went to Vietnam and this and that and so forth. And so they had to re-up again. Mm-hmm. So while they were re-ing up, meeting up in the bathroom again, meeting back up in the bathroom, this guy pulls me up. And his name was Marvin Brown. Mm-hmm. Hey man, why don't you come on over to the big boy side, this and that and so forth, this and that and the other. Some said, nah man, I ain't ready for it, I'm happy where I am right now. He said, man, you should come on over because we can use you. Mm-hmm. I said, okay, all right. So that went on for several months.
Okay.
Several months, and I was laying in the bed one day, and I got a phone call. Hey, Steve, come on over, man. We want you to come on up to 1 hour rehearsal. So I said, okay, I'll do that. Went up to one of the Soft Tones rehearsals, and let me show you what we do.
Okay.
And then you can just take a look at us and show us what you do. And they showed me what they did, which was nice. Mm-hmm. It was really nice, but they had that missing piece.
Okay.
That piece was missing. That they were looking at me as that missing piece.
That piece was you.
Okay.
That piece was me. So I said, okay. I finally gave in. I said, I'll give it a shot. And I filled in. I had a hard time with those guys starting out because, number one, Elton didn't like me.
Okay.
He was a Hey Jack himself, And two Hey Jacks in one room, it ain't work.
That's a lot going on.
But it took a while for him and I to start, to getting together on things, and that's where it all started. It's a moment to remember, and we established ourselves. We made promises to each other back in the day that once you're a soft tone, you will always be a soft tone.
I love that.
Y'all hear that out there?
I love that.
Family.
Once you're a soft tone, you will always be a soft tone.
Yeah.
And that started at the beginning.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I lost my brothers, and I established new brothers. And the soft tones live on today. Let me ask you something, man. You have a good sight on the soft tones as well.
I met Byron Somerville in 1974. Okay. It was, I first saw the soft tones right around the beginning of '74, if I'm not mistaken.
Right.
At Crampton Auditorium.
Right, exactly.
The
Howard University.
Howard University.
Exactly,
I
yeah.
think My Dream or Hey There Lonely Girl, one of the two hot on the radio. And I said, I gotta see him.
Okay.
You know, at that point, my favorite group was Delphonics. You know, I always liked that high harmony and that first tenor. You know, first tenors were hot. I mean, you had to have a tenor in your group. And if you were a 5-man group, you had to have a bass singer. Okay. But if you were a 4 or 3-man group, you absolutely had to have a tenor.
And believe it or not, the soft tones used to have 5 members. We started off with 5.
I never knew that.
We were 5 members. It was me, Byron Somerville, Marvin Brown, Elton Lynch, and a guy named Matthew Fenwick.
Where's Matthew now?
He plays football right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, he's
Playing football right now.
I don't know.
I
don't know.
Just born?
I don't know if he's playing football right now, but he played football.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay.
Phrasing.
Okay. He played football.
Okay.
Just 1 minute.
Go to show you, boy. Listen. So
Yeah.
I went to. I heard the soft tone was going to be at Crampton, and I went to see him. Okay. And what impressed me was, you know, I saw Ed Sullivan when the Beatles were on the show. Okay. I had never seen that type of mayhem ever.
Okay.
But that was '64, you know, Ed Sullivan. Okay. Then the next time I saw that type of mayhem on stage was the Delphonics. Well, for a group, because I saw James Brown. You know, they were losing their mind with James Brown.
Yeah,
you know,
I can see that.
But I went to see the Delphonics, 1970. Okay. People were losing their lunch, losing their mind, losing their car keys. They were losing everything. Okay?
Who was on the show at Crampton? It was us.
I really don't remember. 'Cause all I can remember was soft tones.
And the chalets. It was us in the
Was it?
chalets.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. And I had only seen a group get that type of accolades once. And I didn't know what to expect because I had never seen them. I just knew on the radio, and I said, that group is hot. I've got to go see their live performance, right? So I went, and I went to Crampton, and people were jumping not off the balcony. they were coming down from the balcony to mob the stage behind the soft tones. I mean, they were bringing it. You hear what I'm saying? Yeah. So I said, that at that point, my 2 favorite groups were the Delphonics and the soft tones.
Okay.
That was after we came out with My Dream.
Yeah.
Came out with My Dream. I'm gonna prove it. I can't help falling in love with you. But before then, we were doing places like the Air Fran. We was doing Artscape, and these were everyday gigs for us.
Yeah.
You know, and these are. I mean, we were like one of the first. I'll say who started doing the Air Fran. And they used to have other things where they used to have Operation Champ back in the day, where this big truck trailer that was a stage.
Oh, that's
They used to have that kind of stuff, you know, years ago. I mean, that was back in the day.
That was back in the day.
Yes.
There was still sweater shirts.
Yeah.
And Sansa
exactly.
belts.
Yeah.
Soft leathers.
Okay.
Exactly. And it was just coming up, you know, and kind of sort of like changed the course of the music industry in the city.
Wow.
That's what the goal was. We came up with Frankie and the Spindles, who's going to be on, the Spindles are going to be on this show that we have coming up this weekend.
Okay.
And it's another group, the Shadows, is going to be on the show as well. And these are people that we've come up with in the past. So they could tell you more about us, and we could tell you more about them.
Okay.
Because
Road story.
they were all in the same clique,
Yeah.
you know, and it was we was having a good time. I mean, we did cabarets, we did clubs, like I'm gonna say some names: Scene Nightclub, the Carousel, the Dixie Ballroom. We didn't stay too much over in DC. DC the market didn't show up until like after My Dream came out.
And it was the Mark IV.
Mark IV. Yeah, what is it?
Knights of Columbus.
Carter Barron. All those particular areas came up after that. And then actually DC was a part of our launch.
Okay.
Because of the politics in the area.
Yeah.
People used to come in around and from the clubs from out of different countries and everything, and that's how we got discovered for overseas. And somebody said they don't need to be here; they need to be over there, you know. And that's how we got discovered to be able to travel, see different countries.
Yeah, that had to be an amazing opportunity. Yeah, I think for me, what made me really fall in love with the soft tones was Love Minus One.
Love Minus One.
Oh my God. That's in my top 5. Yeah, and John and I used to debate about this because he always thought it was a depressing song. I thought it was so beautiful, a man singing about how, you know, he loved this woman, and I just thought it was the most amazing thing ever. And I had it on tape. And so my tape, you know, back in the day, you had the tape, and I went to pull my tape out, probably because I was playing it too much, and it unraveled. And I was like, oh no. But I first heard it, I think the first time I heard it was on WEBB.
Right.
And oh my God.
Was that AM or FM?
AM.
That was AM.
That was AM.
That's all they had back in the day.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh my God, this is so beautiful. I can even remember the guy I was crazy about. Interesting thing, he had green eyes too.
Okay, that's what happened.
Type.
Yeah, that's what happened.
I had a type. But that was it. And I used to just lay around and just play this song and just think about him. And, you know, it ended up being one of my all-time favorite songs.
You know, it's a love song.
Yeah.
Love songs are hard to come by these days.
Yeah.
Back, you know, I would say analog love songs. And it's a true love song, I would say.
Yes.
Where you can listen to the words, sit back and listen to the words and say, wow, did this really happen or what?
Right.
You know?
Yes.
Or it could be like, this has happened to me before.
Strong R&B had to include love songs.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. And you just remember certain songs, where you were, the person you might have been interested in. Today, like you mentioned, it's kind of hard.
Songs ain't like that.
That's
no.
it. They're
ain't like that,
not.
man.
Y'all
Yeah.
told
Goodness,
stories. You
Yeah.
made the audience feel what you were
Right.
feeling.
We,
you know?
we were more focusing to the women.
Yeah.
You know, it was like, ladies, here it is.
Yeah.
We didn't have to put on a hard rap or anything.
Right,
Here's
right.
a song for you. You know.
Mhm, Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
And then Call Her My Love. I love that song too.
Since the day I met you,
Yeah.
seems I can't forget you.
Absolutely.
You're always on my mind.
That's right. That's right. Good music.
Come on
music
now.
Good
and
music.
clean
Come on.
music.
And clean
Clean
music.
music.
Exactly.
That way it stands the test of time.
Yeah.
Because even no matter if you like dirty, if you like grungy, if you like whatever, you can't mistake the message.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And the message can be inherited to the entire family
Yeah.
because it's relatable, it's emotional, and it's palatable.
Our parents could relate.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
You know, and
yeah.
I'm not trying to tell you how old I am, but my parents was a soft tones fan. My father was the oldest soft tone fan that I ever knew.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
He was the oldest soft tone fan that I ever knew.
And that's wonderful.
And
Isn't that wonderful?
and-
I mean, I think about that too, right? Like I talked about how much what made me fall in love with the soft tones, but actually to have y'all sitting here,
uh-huh.
I never thought that would even be a thing. You know what I'm saying? And yet I'm sitting next to legends.
I say the same thing with Steve. I'm blessed. Okay?
Uh-huh.
We had no idea
Yeah.
how the configuration would turn out years ago. Okay. While they were coming up, I joined the Delphonics.
Okay.
Okay. So we ended up on the bill together. Right? We started doing shows, you know, on the bill. That's how we really got acquainted. With
Okay.
the individual thing, and then we got because when you're matching up a show lineup, you don't want to have Funkadelic. I love them.
Right.
We don't want Funkadelic.
That's a different vibe.
Yeah, with
Yeah.
You never had problems with ticket sales. I put it to you like that.
yeah, no.
Because they came out in mobs.
Oh, listen.
Oh,
look,
yeah.
What I'm saying, you do want. Let's get it clear now.
Yeah.
Everybody know we love Funkadelic. They
Yeah.
bring it.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
But what I'm saying, when you are a promoter, or even a program director, you want to put your records, your playlist, in rotation.
Okay.
According to what mood you're trying to, whether it's Quiet Storm,
Yeah.
if it's daytime, you want something upbeat to wake the people up on the way to work, and you want them to calm down on the way home, right? So you have to have
Right.
that mindset as a promoter. So we put love songs. You'd have the shallights, and you'd have the soft tones, and you'd have the Delphonics, and you have the stylistics on a show because that's the mood
Yeah.
you're going for, right? So our relationship really began to blossom because we were like-minded
Okay.
and like-hearted.
Yeah.
And then, as Steve had mentioned, when lineups started to change, it just made sense.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It just made
Right.
sense because we were already invested in the material. We had that mutual respect
coming
for
back.
each other's catalog.
Yeah.
It's
And-
coming back again.
Coming back again.
It's coming back.
That's what's up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's we try to bring back the moments.
Yeah.
Bring back the moments because we had some good moments back in the day.
Oh my
There
God.
was some good moments.
It was the music of
really
house
good moments.
parties. You
Yeah.
can slow
Yeah,
dance, you know?
That's
yeah.
right. That's
You could do
Fun time.
Yeah. I mean, you could go to a cabaret and sit down and look at a show.
Yes.
You can look at his show.
Yeah.
And then if you want if you wanted to see Silly Billy get up and dance and do this and do his thing, let him go ahead. Let him go ahead and do his thing.
That's right.
Blue light in the basement.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah.
You're trying to have look, you're trying to have soggy knees.
See? I ain't never heard that term, y'all.
All right, that's a good. That's a new one. That's a new one for me.
But that's what you were trying to go for. You know what I mean? With the blue light, all right?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
The soggy knees.
Soggy
Soggy
knees.
belt.
Okay. So let me ask a question, because when you all came up, it was probably more a friendly camaraderie.
Mm-hmm.
But who was the Soft Tones, in your opinion, biggest competition?
Well, we never tried to be competitive with anybody.
Right.
You know, because it wasn't about that.
Yeah.
Now, we had people that we admire.
Okay.
One of my favorites was some of the guys, you know, like Marvin and Elton and those guys, they were Temptation fans. You know?
Okay.
And we were known at one period of time as Edmondson Village Temptations.
I can see
Edmondson
that.
Avenue,
Yeah,
y'all know what I'm talking about, right? Yeah, we were known as the Edmondson Village Temptations. But and don't get me wrong, now the Temptations, outstanding group, still are. All right, and but one of my favorites was the Fifth Dimension.
Oh yeah, I love the Fifth Dimension.
That was where I started learning my harmonies and things like that.
That's where I learned harmony on Age of Aquarius.
Wow.
The very first song with harmony.
You had the Fifth Dimension. You had Friends of the Distinction, and they were pretty much both on the same.
Well, they shared the same management.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's where I like to do my thing with, you know, and you know, create. And but Fifth Dimension, whew.
Class act.
Yeah, that was,
Class act.
Yeah.
but don't get me wrong, Temptations, the Four Tops, the Whispers, all these guys who we have opportunities with,
Okay.
and they're great groups.
Yeah.
They are great groups.
And we turned into their little brothers.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
because
These are people that we come up.
right.
Right.
They paved the way
right.
for us.
And we
Yeah.
listened to their music on the weekends when we had to mop the floor, take out trash, clean the bathrooms on Saturday chores. You always had that music playing,
Right.
which inspired what we wanted to do as we were making our bones,
Okay.
you know, in the business.
Wow.
Well, back in the day, before we ever got established, they had groups like Bill Pickney, let's see, James Brown, all these people. They paved the way for us, you know, and all we did was we added a little bit more color to the music industry and what they had, you know, left with us.
Established.
Yeah, what they already established. We just made it a little bit better because technology changes as time goes on. Then we were doing the 40 tracks recordings.
Yeah.
And then we started doing the 60 in the 80s. Then we're in the digital era now.
You have
And
many tracks as you need.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
But we, I don't particularly care for Pro Tools and things like that. I still I'm old school.
You old school, yeah.
I like 40 tracks, 60 tracks.
Right.
And I can deal with that. I can work with that, you know, bounce things around.
What he likes most about those track type of boards is the tubes.
Okay.
See, back like the old TVs had tubes.
Right.
And there's a warmer, like even a microphone. If you have a tube mic, you have a warmer sound.
Okay.
Whereas when it went digital, it became more mechanical. Okay.
Right.
The sound was a slight bit synthetic.
Okay.
But there's the warmth of a tube bored
Yeah,
or too,
yeah,
you
yeah.
just because you hear the textures in the voice
Okay.
of everybody. So you can't get around. You can't get away from that.
Yeah.
You can sing, you sing.
Right.
You can't sing, you can't sing, and because it's
Right.
gonna keep picking up.
Yeah.
And see what's happening on top of that is vinyl is coming back out again. Vinyl has a nice texture.
That
Oh, yeah.
crisp.
That
It's that warm texture.
Yeah.
that's
It's
texture.
actually back out now. It's really it's
Yeah.
prevalent more so in Europe. You know, and it's
I still have
bouncing back.
my album collection.
Oh, you and me both.
I
Yeah.
still have
Yeah.
vinyl. Yeah. I love the sound.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, for a while, it was lost to folk, but I still love it. I have 45s.
What are you gonna do with them?
Right, exactly. That's what I'm
really,
saying.
you're not
And
gonna throw
I
them
like
away.
the sound.
They are
I like the
records.
sound. Yeah.
They are records.
Yes.
They stand for recordings, and
Yeah.
it's original. I would say
Yeah.
more original, more so than anything.
Yeah, playing records, you got the dust build up
Right,
on the
right.
needle. You got to wipe that off
Exactly.
As
and
long
keep
as you
it
put the
moving.
record back in the
Yeah.
sleeve,
Then you gotta take some
back in the
right,
and
right.
Take some alcohol and clean it off.
That's right.
Exactly,
Right.
exactly. Fun times. So you all created a vibe, and like you all are legends here. And so I had the pleasure of going to the Soft Tone Street naming, rather. Edmondson Avenue and Mount Holly.
Right.
And it was such an honor to be there, and how was that for y'all? How did that make y'all feel?
I still haven't got over it yet.
Really?
Yeah, because I have to ride through there
Yeah.
to see it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
Did you ever think that?
I never thought it would ever happen.
Yeah.
I have to give a shout out for J. Esquire Jr.
Mm-hmm.
He kind of sort of hooked that up for us.
Yeah.
I have bought my screensaver.
Okay.
The Soft Tone Way.
That's such a big deal and an honor that not many people get. So I'm excited, and I'm not even part of the group, but just
You are
being
now.
there.
Yes, you are.
Yeah, I'm an
Yes, you are.
honorary
Yeah, you
member. But just being in that moment and hearing stories from people in the crowd. Oh my God. I was like just getting some of that history. Well, I thought I knew something, but I didn't know anything once I started hearing what people spoke with such admiration, and I loved it.
We had a good time. We had a good time.
Yeah.
And brought us back together again
Okay.
to I'll say open up those good times all over again.
Okay.
Yeah, and you saw faces. I saw faces I hadn't seen in years. I said, "Oh my goodness," because you just don't know who's here and who's not
That's
here.
true. That's a great point.
But it brought people out, and
Yeah.
it was a good thing.
It was definitely a good thing. So being in high school in the boys' room and just planning, like coming together as a group, and you look at what you've accomplished over the years. For both of you, when you look back at that history, how does that make you feel?
Well, I'm blessed. I'll put it to you like that because when you've done as much traveling as I have, and you have your ups and your downs in the music industry. I've had jobs where I had to reestablish myself financially and things like that, which I'm not ashamed of because a man got to do what he got to do in order to survive.
Absolutely.
And but I'm still here.
Right.
There you go.
Right.
Thank God.
I'm still here.
Absolutely.
And I'm glad to be here because you have to be responsible
I agree.
in order for you to be here. And if you're not, it'll catch up with you if you're not.
Absolutely.
And not saying that everybody was irresponsible, because when God's time, it's God's time.
That's it.
You know, and he's going to call on all of us.
Yeah.
But but we have to be responsible for the time that we're here, and we have to show God how responsible that we are.
Especially with the gifts that He gave us.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
And
yes.
I think that allows, and I do believe that's why I'm here today, because I try to be responsible. Plus,
Okay.
I'm a family person. I love my
Yeah.
family.
Yes.
And
Absolutely.
you know,
Absolutely.
and you know, I got good people around me. You has brought us here,
Yeah.
brought me here for a second time. you know, and it's just feels good to be here.
Yeah.
Because of just because of family. I'm a family person. I love my family. Y'all hear me out there? And I'm not just speaking of the Jackson family. I'm speaking of the Johnsons, the Browns,
Little Feet.
Lynches, Little Feet, everybody. We're family.
Yeah.
You know,
Adrian.
That community.
and the soft tones. I say within God's hands, that's what He has created. Family.
Beth.
Yeah.
That's right, Beth, and all of them.
All of us. Yeah.
Attorneys, lawyers, everybody. You know,
Yeah.
Booking agents.
Yeah.
Promoters.
promoters.
Right.
I mean, there's stories to tell.
We are family.
Yeah.
You know, and this is something that needs to be put out there. You know,
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
even more. You know, and this is the place for it.
Yeah. Absolutely.
This is the place for it.
This
you know.
Absolutely.
This medium, I realize at this stage of our lives and our careers, we get to see how things turned out.
Yes.
There was, all groups have a certain amount of infighting. Some groups have, you know, just, I don't want to mention any names, but you know, some committed suicide, some, you know, just OD'd, some, you know, just
Yeah.
imploded. Right? And we're blessed not to have experienced that
Yeah.
in our own collaborations. Okay. And as I look back and reflect, I'm blessed to be surrounded by this family
Yeah.
that has been through the trenches.
Exactly. Yes.
And look at, we're still standing and still loving one another.
Yes.
And loving what we do.
Yeah, and I think that's important. And then having, like you spoke of, family, having that family support allows you to be able to go out and share your gift with the
Listen,
world.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's a blessing. It's
And love
definitely a
what we
blessing.
do, because this business can beat you up, chew
Oh,
you
yeah.
up, and spit you out. The thing that can keep you strong is the love of what you do
Yeah.
and the love of who you're doing it with.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, and so groups, you know, over time groups break up, but you all were fortunate to maintain the original members. I think who else? The Four Tops. I think they had all their original members. So I think, like you said, the industry could beat you up, but when you can still have like the people you started this with, I think that's beautiful and
It
a
really is.
testament of time and the relationship.
It keeps the legacy going.
Yeah.
Plus, it keeps a strong fiber
Yeah.
of the essence of what that group is about. You got someone who is a founding member, you have someone who is trained by a founding member, then all of it gets passed on with legitimacy. Okay. If a lot of people imitate,
Yeah.
and that's a really good form of flattery.
I agree.
You know,
Yeah,
as
I
far
agree.
as that's concerned. So I'm not hating. The legitimacy, if you have a foot in the ground with a strong root, then the fruit of what made that group popular
Yeah.
will continue because it's deeply rooted
It's deeply rooted. Yes.
in legitimacy.
Absolutely.
And this is, and you know, believe it or not, what we're doing right now is how you develop a singing group. This is all part of developing a singing group.
Yes.
And this chemistry that we have here today should be a lesson for some people out there to know, because the love of music, the love of your brethren and sisters should be a lesson. It should be a lesson. And being a part of a singing group is a wonderful thing.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful thing.
It's that family.
It's
That family.
Yeah.
It's you become family no matter what, and because you eat, sleep, travel, do it all with your singing group. That's right. And this type of chemistry should be bottled and sold and sold and everything.
Oh my God!
Written in a book.
Absolutely.
And all that. You know.
Absolutely. We're gonna play some of the Soft Tones music. I'm gonna start with you, Steve. What favorite song of the Soft Tones would you like to hear?
One of my favorite is "My Dream."
Okay. You got us, Nick. Yeah. So why is that your favorite?
Why is it my favorite?
Yeah.
Because it was our first hit.
Okay.
Big hit. Even though we started with Any Street. Any Street kind of sort of like they put us on a launch pad.
Okay.
And don't get me wrong, Any Street was a good Any Street was a good song, you know. But My Dream was the one who was part of my dream as well.
Okay.
It's part of his dream. Yeah. My dream. That's right.
And I know that people are out there listening.
Even people behind the scenes
Yes.
that are coughing. Right?
You see.
We've got staff in the house. There you go. That's right. Not a mom and pop organization. We got staff.
And you can't help yourself from not listening to My Dream. Even though you're gonna get flagged.
Yeah, that's the thing. YouTube, you know, it wasn't always like that. You could play music, but now you got to be so careful because it may flag it.
Ours. Clean music.
Okay, so we're going to go to My Dream. I think you're right.
As my love grows, let it raise a sunshine. As a dream that's full of happiness, oh how I long to be yours forever and a day. And in any kind of way that you say, I'll be the part that plays your winter's cold, your sunshine's glow. You know that flowers grow in spring, and you are my dream. It's not shallow. Yes, this is love. Not just any kind flowers grow in spring, and you are my dream. Yes, flowers grow in spring, and you are my dream.
If you didn't understand, you should understand now.
Absolutely, absolutely. Beautiful song. So I gotta ask y'all, do y'all still have the moves?
The move.
Need to ask somebody.
Yeah.
Look,
I better ask
tell you,
somebody.
Let me tell you.
So
Some
those
things
moves
just-
are gonna be present come
Oh,
this
yeah,
Saturday.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
we don't have to bring sexy back because
And you know, these are the original moves
right.
taught by our choreographer back in the day, who was
Okay.
called Travis Winky.
Wow.
He was our
really?
choreographer.
Wow.
Yeah.
The things you learn.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, it all comes
It
together.
comes together.
If we sit here long enough, names will pop up.
Best
Yeah.
of the best.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, that's awesome. So tell us about Saturday. This coming
Saturday it is a cabaret. Well, we're gonna call it a celebrity get together.
Okay.
Because there are gonna be celebrities gonna be creeping in there. I know, because I've been on the phone
Okay.
all month long, and people been calling me and saying, "Hey, you're gonna be here to such and such and such place." Yeah, we're gonna be there.
Okay.
So there are gonna be some surprise guests gonna be coming through there. So yeah, when y'all sitting out there in the audience and you're sitting by somebody that you don't know, be nice to them because it could be a celebrity.
Never know. Yeah.
So just be nice.
Yeah.
Plus, we want to shout out
Yeah, give a shout out.
Yeah.
Michael Muse.
Mike Muse. Michael Muse is our
know
lead
that
singer.
name. Okay,
He
yeah.
is our lead singer.
You can never, ever replace Marvin Brown.
Yeah.
First of all, okay, because he's irreplaceable. He was a one of a kind,
Yeah.
break the mold. God made him, and there we are.
Yeah.
With that being said, if one of two choices, we either stop the presses because of the unfortunate passing of Marvin Brown.
Yeah.
Since we couldn't do anything about that, and the music is still in our blood,
Yeah.
then we had to find someone qualified.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the key.
Yes.
Qualified to take up the mantle. Because when you have such a charismatic lead, with emphasis in charismatic,
Yeah.
okay,
It wasn't
such-
easy. I have to put it to you like that.
I bet,
It took some time.
Okay.
Oh, it's
okay.
yeah. He didn't just fall in our lap. But at the end of the day, we stole him from the stylistics.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
We just said, you come in here. Yeah, it's that simple. Yeah. And everything worked out.
And he was honored. He was honored.
Okay.
Yes, and honored. And he's a young guy in comparison. I'm not gonna tell our age, so we definitely not gonna tell his. Right?
Okay.
But he's a younger guy with an old soul and talent for days. And of course, if you're gonna be in that in those shoes, you better have range
Right.
for
That's
days.
true.
All
Yeah.
right? So he checked all the boxes. And so we're gonna shout out Mikey Music. There you go.
Let me give a shout out to everybody from Emerson Village, East Side, West Side. Hope to see y'all there.
Yeah.
You know, I know somebody's gonna be there,
That's right.
and I look forward to seeing everybody. And you know, come and see the Spindles. Spindles will be there. Give a shout out to Joe. Joe's one of the Spindles. He's one of the last men standing.
Okay.
And the Shadows.
Now, I'm not familiar with the Shadows.
I'm familiar with them. I'm familiar. I know they got a new member.
Okay.
I'm not gonna say no names.
Okay.
I think that'll be a surprise.
Okay.
It's like a celebrity guest.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a
Okay.
celebrity guest. And there's gonna be a lot of celebrities there. You know. And
Wow.
we look for some people like Heat Wave. We don't know. Druid
Okay.
Hill may come through. What's up, y'all? And
Hopefully Joe Phillips will come through. Everybody in Baltimore knows Joe Phillips.
so it's gonna be quite a few.
Yeah, it sounds like it's going to be pretty interesting. Now, the Spindles, they sing the Color Me, what is it, Color Me Father?
That's
or
the
Color
Winstons.
That Man
That's the
Father,
Winstons.
Yeah,
okay.
with Joe
What does
Phillips.
the- okay, okay.
Yeah.
So the Spindles, what?
Count to 10.
Count to 10?
Yeah.
Okay.
Count
okay.
to 10. Candy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Those were hot records.
Yeah, they bring it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they bring it.
Yeah, they were they qualified.
That's going to be an amazing night.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't wait to see y'all
And
move.
see, the thing is, we do not try to be competitive towards each other.
Yeah.
Because we're a family.
Right, exactly.
We are family.
Exactly.
The thing
Wow.
is, we didn't sit down and say we're not going to compete.
Yeah.
The thing is, the reality is, whatever group that exists has somewhat of a fan base and has talent.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't care if the Beatles were on the bill with you. You can't help that. They're on the
That's
bill.
just right.
So
yeah.
you're gonna do what you're gonna do, what garnished your fans.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna do what they're gonna do, and you can't do anything about that but do
Right.
your best.
That's
so
it.
with that mindset, back in the day, which we continue to this day, that keeps us in our lane.
Yeah.
Okay, because if we came up and said, "Oh, Chaka Khan is gonna be on there," Chaka Khan can blow Chaka Khan music.
Yeah.
She can't blow soft tone music,
Soft tones. That's
and
right.
soft tones aren't gonna blow Chaka Khan music. We stay in our lane, do our best, and give a good representation of ourselves
Yes.
with every group or every artist, and it keeps it going.
Yeah.
And I got a question for you.
Sure.
What's your favorite soft tone song?
Okay. In case y'all didn't know this, but Love Minus One.
That's a good one.
Inquiring minds wanted to know.
Just in case y'all didn't know. Nick, can we go to Love Minus One? Yeah, it's so much history. And the idea that you all are still performing, that's a blessing in itself.
It is.
Your fan.
Yeah. I mean, really.
I'm loving every minute of it.
Right, exactly. And it shows, like, when you all are speaking about the group and music, y'all light up. You could tell, you could feel that you still love it.
It's
That's
called.
the common thread.
It's
Yeah.
called. I'm not gonna stop till I drop.
That's right. That's right.
That's why we don't retire,
Yeah.
because we still have a hunger, have a love for it. Plus, we play golf together.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we eat breakfast together. We
Okay.
eat dinner together. We talk trash together.
We talk
Family.
trash,
Yeah.
but we talk singing group.
Okay.
Yeah.
We singing group all the time.
Yeah.
We talk it all the time. And that's how you develop a singing group. You got to
Yeah.
talk it.
That's it. You got to.
You got to walk the walk and you got to talk the talk.
So in terms of performances or tours, because I know the ladies were coming at y'all. What's the craziest
reason
thing?
why I'm doing
if
it.
you can talk about it. What's the craziest thing?
That's the key word.
If. Right. That's why I'm very clear in how I present it.
Right.
My sound effects guy.
It is. Sounds about right.
Oh my God.
Sounds about right.
I'm gonna give y'all a minute to think about that,
Oh,
and
no,
then we're gonna. You got one.
I don't need a minute. The event, unscripted, unexpected,
Okay.
when they would throw panties on the stage.
I was gonna ask about that.
That whole era of throwing panties on
Yeah.
stage. You don't see much of it now because it's gone from thong to granny panties.
Right. Right.
And whatnot. But that era,
It happened.
It has,
It's happened.
so when that happens, though, I mean, like, are you shocked? I mean, like,
Yeah.
what's going through your? Okay.
It's like-
originally when it first started
When it
happening, it was
first-
shocking.
yeah.
But after a while, it became a thing. I have a hope chest. Because
Wow.
I'll pick him up. You know, I'll pick him up and
I didn't believe
put
that it
a-
happened.
You didn't believe-
I didn't believe it, but it happened. And I said, "Oh no, I can't believe this."
Wow.
And there they were sitting right
See?
there.
There you go.
I said, and I picked them up.
Listen. Look, he picked him up, take a sniff,
Go back.
and
I
walk
picked him
off
up.
stage. Yeah?
And that was the start of a nice evening.
I bet it
Yeah,
was.
yeah.
I bet it was.
You take a sniff, they fall out laughing.
Oh
You know,
my God.
That's what you do it for the laugh, right?
Yeah. Wow.
I ain't
You
gonna
said you-
talk about sniffing and all that.
you ain't gonna-
He ain't trying to get hung.
They try- right, right.
Yeah.
You nasty.
But
You see? That's funny. That's funny.
I'm not saying that. Honestly, you asked him.
I just, yeah.
Yeah.
But I kind of figured that would be one thing, because I know back in the day, people would throw panties.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, the mom thing was somewhat problematic. Okay, because depending on the venue, when people start to mob the stage, you've got security trying
Right.
to keep order because the venue has insurance, you know, and then you don't want to be one of those groups that has to be heavily insured. You know, that
Right.
cuts into
That
your
cuts into your money.
cuts into your money.
Yeah.
But you still, as well, you want to embrace the spirit that the fans are coming with.
Right.
Because they're just excited. They're really feeling your energy. Right.
Yeah.
So you don't want to turn that off yet. When they get to, grabbing and trying to take your jewelry and all kinds of stuff
Wow.
going on, then you have to walk that fine line,
Yeah.
like gingerly, right?
Yeah.
To not turn off, but not,
Right.
end up getting hurt
You don't, right.
or hurt
yeah.
someone
you
else
gotta
getting
be
hurt.
careful.
Right? You gotta be
I
careful.
mean, because I've literally got my shirt torn off of me,
Wow.
torn off, but I wasn't mad though. It's like this is show business.
Yeah, you never mad.
So you got to take the good with the
That's
bad.
right. This is show business.
Yeah,
Definitely
show
got to
business.
take the
Yeah,
good
yeah.
with the bad.
Standing ovation is a good
Yeah.
sign that they connected and they appreciate what
Right.
you do.
Yeah.
There have been those moments when unexpected stuff. There were times back in the day. I know. Well, I won't speak of anyone in particular, but because it wasn't anyone in particular.
Yeah.
We're a group, right? They'll throw drugs on the stage.
What?
Yeah, back. They're throwing,
Yeah.
8 balls of coke on the stage, and you don't pick them up.
Right. Of course not.
Better not.
Yeah, you better not.
Yeah.
But there was a reason why.
Yeah.
They're trying whatever they can to get your attention.
Okay.
Maybe to get you, allow them backstage or whatever. I never stopped and asked because I never knew where they coming from.
Right. Yeah.
But at the end of the day, when you touch a nerve, that's really a good thing.
Yeah.
Okay. But when you touch a nerve, you don't know ahead of time the recipient how they're going to respond.
True.
And
That's
they've
true.
responded in a lot of different ways, more than we probably could talk about
Right.
on the air.
Right.
But the fact of the matter is, it means we're being effective.
Yeah.
See, and that's what we want. We want to be able to touch the heart, because it's a heart thing
And the soul.
and the soul.
Right, right.
That's the message
Yeah.
in the music.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we're gonna go to Love Minus One.
Dig-a-da-doo.
Never let it be said I didn't try to rescue your heart. But how can you say a love that is through before it could start? We were more than the sum of all the hearts. We were infinity. But now that you're gone, can't figure it out. Don't add up to me. I'm in love minus one, but that probably equals even less than none. Ending before it had begun. I'm in love, I'm in love, I'm in love minus one. I can count only days that add up to a lifetime with you. I live in the dream that you're coming back. I know it's not true. Yeah. If I could, I'd stop time and wait until you love me again. I just can't believe forever so long. I'll hold out until then. Yeah. I'm in love minus one, but that probably equals even less than none. Ending before it had begun. Oh, I'm in love, I'm in love, I'm in love minus one. Yeah, I'm in love minus one, but that probably equals even less than none. Ending before how it had begun. Hey, I'm in love, I'm in love, I'm in love minus one. Let me say it again. I'm in love, I'm in love minus one.
Knock me
Love.
down right here.
Minus one. Yes. I'm in love. I'm in love. I'm in love. I'm so
definitely
Yeah.
you need range.
Yeah, that's true. But I think about this song, and this man is screaming to the top of his lungs about his love for this person. You know, I felt like, gosh, this is so beautiful. Like, you know, I guess everybody's experience in falling in love is different, but it kind of woke something up. Like, you want to shout it to the mountaintop. You know what I mean?
That's what happens when you're in love.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like I felt that. Like,
Yeah.
oh my God.
God is love.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely.
So if you can bring that spirit
Mhm.
in any way, bringing glory to Him.
Yeah. Yes. Like, it's beautiful. And so you all hearing this, like hearing your songs, and you can think about the moment and
It
when the
never
song was
gets
created.
old.
Right. That's what, right. See?
It never gets old.
Right, right. And you know you were part of this amazing experience, you know? I think that's beautiful.
The beauty is having that experience
Mhm.
and sharing it with people you trust
Yes.
and people you love. Because
Yes.
they're a mountain of stories
Yeah.
of people who've had a lot of experiences, but they were hating each other. They were
Right.
infighting. They were so distracted from the moment because of all the other things.
Yes.
A lot of things were drug fueled, or a lot of things were jealousy, you know,
Right.
or whatnot. It evoked negative emotions. But in our particular case, which really, you know, makes you grateful to God
Yeah.
for doing that,
Yeah.
we can have fun off stage. We can have fun on stage.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And enjoy the moments.
Right. Because it's that family.
That family.
Yeah. Which, you know, that makes it, you come into this group together and y'all share so many memories, good and bad. So it bonds you.
It bonds you.
Yeah.
The bad ones bonded us.
Yeah.
I won't say more than the good ones, but they infused a different impact.
Yeah.
Okay. Because you always want the good ones, and you can appreciate the good ones. One thing about being in the moment of the good ones, sometimes you can take it for granted.
Yeah.
And you reflect back on them later on and say, yeah, that was a good moment. But while in the moment, you know, you just enjoy it because
Right.
it's continuing. It's
Yeah.
continuous. The bad ones kind of hit you. You know,
Yeah.
wow.
But you could have a bad one, but play one of them songs that knock.
Honey, you mentioned You Go Your Way.
You go your way and I'll go mine. Now I don't have a favorite because there's just so many. You go
Yeah.
through the Hugo and Luigi era. You go through the Van McCoy era.
Yeah.
And there was the sometimes have such a large catalog.
Yeah.
You know, of really good quality songs. But that one is a song that surprised me.
Okay.
And I mean, I didn't hear it for the first time for 2005, something like that. You know.
Okay, yeah, I don't
It was
think
in the
I've
early
heard
2000s
that.
for the first time.
Okay.
And
There's songs you had never heard about the
Yeah.
song.
Yeah, there's so many-
I'm
so
sure
many
of
songs.
it.
There
I'm
are
sure of
other
it.
songs,
Yeah. Okay.
And when I heard this song, it just stopped me in my tracks. I said,
Wow.
this is what's up.
Wow. Nick, I got one last one. You go your way and I'll go mine.
Yep.
And I'll grow mine. And we had two versions of that.
I know Patti LaBelle did a version of that on her Joy to the World.
A fan.
Yeah.
Shout out to Patty. Much love. We're fans too.
Yeah, I'm sure it's a lot that I haven't heard.
Yeah, there's songs that we have in the catalog that's never been mentioned.
Wow.
But we had a lot of songs that we did a song. years ago called Bulldog. And then we did another one called Ain't No Greens in Harlem.
Wow.
Yeah. And these were songs that we did, and a couple of other songs.
Wow.
And they were good songs, believe it or not.
Yeah, you had to match up the melodies with the tones of the vocals.
Okay.
To make it really ring and pop, and you just couldn't you just can't throw it up and think and hope it'll stick.
Right.
You have to write for the singer type.
Okay. We're gonna go to you go your way, and I'll go mine.
We did one version of You Go Your Way and I Go Mine in Japan.
That's the
And then we did it.
That's it. Okay.
We kind of updated it. This is the update.
Okay.
Yeah, this is
Now we want
This the right version, right?
it's the newer version, but we had an older version.
Yeah, the live one.
Which one y'all want to do?
Yeah, live in
The
Japan.
live. Okay.
Right.
Live in Japan. There you go. There it is.
When the sun is shining, shining so bright, when the shadow brings forth the darkness of the night, and you going all directions, trying to find a way, there's no one here to guide you. Your beginnings seem like ends. There's no boundaries around. What a cycle to live when true love can be found. And you going all directions, trying to find a way. There's no one here to guide crazy time and time and again. You go your lane, and I'll go mine. Yes, we are.
Still get goosebumps.
Yeah, see. Yeah, I never heard that, but I like it.
Listen,
That was live in Japan.
Wow, wow.
and it's a joy to perform.
Yeah.
Still got it.
Yeah, I was watching you sitting over there, like you just
It's
in
it's
the moment,
real.
like
It's what I've
yeah.
been taught or what I've learned. What music is supposed to
Right.
invoke. It
Okay.
inspires. It hits a nerve. It encourages you. You know, it sends a message, and not all music sends the right message, but the ones that really I remember are the ones that gravitate.
Okay.
To me, love, optimism, joy,
Right.
party,
Right.
knees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He slid that one in
I
there.
did that. Hey, you know, everyone had their junior high school
Hey.
experience. You know.
But soggy knees, I mean,
yeah.
I ain't never, you know.
A good slow drag has its advantage.
Yeah.
Responsibility is the key. We have to be responsible in the music industry.
Yeah.
You have to be responsible.
Yeah.
And you make mistakes,
Yeah.
but your music allows you to be able to correct your mistakes.
Yes, absolutely.
That's right.
You know, you listen to the song, and the song puts you in the right direction. And we
For
have
sure.
to stay on course at all times.
So how can people follow you guys? Like, give your social media for new soft tone fans and everybody that's trying to keep up with the song.
I can give you my social security number.
You're getting hit with all kind of fraud.
I can
and-
imagine so. That's already happening right now. Somebody called on the phone and just wanted some
Yeah, they be
information.
getting your number, man. It's crazy.
But I know. You can go to Facebook, and you can look me up on Facebook, Steve Jackson, of the Soft Tones. Soft Tones are on Facebook as well.
Okay.
And you can look us up, leave us messages, send us messages, and we'll try to answer your questions if you have any.
But just a disclaimer. Do not send pictures of your panties. Okay?
Throw them on out there. Throw them out there. Yeah, you can send the pictures. I dare you.
Oh my goodness.
But
Lord
whatever
have
you
mercy.
do not, to the cameras, do not accept imitations. The real thing is still here.
That's right. That's right.
And
You want the punch that originally knocked you out, you gotta go to the original.
That's
one that
right.
did it.
That's right.
and you got to start with God first.
First,
Yes.
God is first.
Yes. Johnny, you want to give your social media?
I'm Johnny Johnson on Facebook. That's really my, I'm an older gentleman.
The oldest.
Vintage.
So I'm
Vintage.
seasoned. I'm cured and seasoned, right? So I don't yet have Instagram,
Okay.
but I
okay.
will. Okay. I don't have any TikTok videos yet, but Saturday.
Make
See,
them TikTok videos.
she'll be there, and
I'll
then
be
she
there.
put some
That's
TikTok
right.
videos on. There
I
you
want
go.
to make some
All right.
TikTok videos. That's right.
Matter of fact, we're not anti-social media. It's a really good, if used properly,
Yeah.
it's a magnificent way
amazing.
to
Yes.
get the word out, release new music, all kinds of
Absolutely.
things. It
Absolutely.
would never possible before. So we're not anti at all. We just haven't done it. We've been doing other things, and but we recognize the importance of it. So you will see a stronger social media presence.
That's good.
With the Soft Tones.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Yeah,
We promise you that.
We're gonna have fun.
We're gonna have fun.
We're gonna have some fun, and that's what it's all about: having fun,
Absolutely.
clean fun.
Clean fun.
That's what we're gonna do.
Yeah, this was such a great show, and you all are welcome here anytime. You have my number now.
I'll be back.
Right.
I'll be back.
I feel like it's never enough time, but that just means I have to have y'all back so y'all can share more information. And one more time about Saturday time and place.
The Tapsco Arena, I'm going to say roughly, because I don't know about any times. All I know is what time I'm supposed to be there.
Okay.
But I'm assuming that it's going to start maybe around 7 o'clock.
Okay.
And we are the headliners on the show. We will be closing the show out. And we look forward to being with the Spindles and the Shadows as well. And everybody needs, if you can, come on out.
And our honored guest.
And out, yes.
I'm going to be there.
Yeah, you.
So I expect to see y'all there as well.
You might bring us on stage or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, you.
Well, so one thing, if that's the case, I mentioned I have a fetish. I'm gonna come in my costume.
Okay.
No, I'm just messing with y'all.
Okay. I like to.
I had you, didn't I, Johnny?
You did, because believe me, we don't second guess anything. We're in show business. Things happen.
Right,
Yeah,
things
I
happen.
put nothing past.
Telling you now.
No, this was such a pleasure and an honor, and I'm looking forward to Saturday evening.
Yes.
And looking forward to having y'all come back.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Jay Esquire, for setting this up.
Thank
J.
God bless you.
Esquire.
Thank you. Yes, indeed.
Yes.
And finding you go your way, and I'll go mine. See?
Yeah, see?
He knows what to do.
Yeah.
That's a producer with a purpose.
That's a great closeout, too.
Yeah,
Yeah, see?
it is. They trying to get me to do that, and I'm telling them no.
Wait
We're
a
still
minute.
working on
We're
it.
working on it,
Wait,
though.
before we close out, because I know we got to go, but you promised to sing.
When? What?
You remember that, right?
When?
Really? We doing that? Okay, I just had to wait till Saturday. Y'all
Saturday.
have to wait till Saturday to hear them sing, okay? So we'll see y'all Saturday.
Rich, what is it? Rich Promotions?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Give a shout out to Rich and the wife and the family and everybody. We are family. I got all my brothers and sisters
That's
with
right.
me.
Yes.
Adrian,
Yes.
Wolfie.
We
Yes.
are family.
Okay.
Say I didn't give y'all a shout out. There you go.
I got all my brothers and sisters with me.
I know that's right. All right, folks, we are closing out. I will be back next Wednesday. It's kind of gonna be like a free for all kind of show with just my co-host. So it should be a fun show. Got a couple of interesting topics to talk about, and don't forget, I didn't get to post it, but check me out June 14th, 4:30 p.m. at Sizzle. We'll be doing a comedy show, so I'll post it on my page. You gonna put it up? Okay. Yes, it's the Smoke Out comedy show.
Oh, I gotta be there.
Yeah, I will send y'all the information.
You gonna have some smoke?
Well, I don't smoke.
I don't smoke either. I'm saying that.
I like a gummy, but I don't smoke.
There you go.
I like a gummy now.
There
It
you
can't
go.
be too strong, but I
Yeah.
like it.
Yeah.
Wettable edibles.
Yes, indeed. Then that's June 14th, 4:30. That's Father's Day weekend, so I hope to see you there. I'm going to bring my A game as usual, and it's going to be a fun time. All right, folks. And, oh, yeah, my bad, y'all. Wait a minute.
I know, right?
Wait, hold up. So, the man in charge DJ Big Nick. I mean, he does a lot. He wears a lot of hats. So he's going to be the DJ, and so he brings his A game. He keeps you dancing. He's just phenomenal. I can't really say enough about him. He keeps me on task, and it's going to be a great night. DJ Big Nick. If y'all need somebody to DJ parties, he's a busy man, but hit him up on social media. DJ Big Nick. I was getting right. Yeah, I was had to catch myself.
The man is a Nick.
Yeah, baby. That's good. Oh yeah, baby.
Right, but
Yeah. Oh, now.
I love his professionalism. So hit him up. All right. Good night, folks.
Boots on the ground.
Boots on the ground.
Pictures.
You are now tuned into Mixstation Radio Live. The views and the opinions of the guests and the hosts you hear on Mixstation Radio Live are not necessarily those of the staff and the management of Mixstation Radio Live, its sponsors, or advertisers.
Hey, I want to start a podcast.
Join the mix.
Can I broadcast to millions all over the world?
Join the mix.
Can I control my own content and share my show?
Join the mix.
Can I promote my product and my events?
Join the mix. Mixstation Radio is a worldwide internet radio station that specializes in video and audio podcasts on all social media platforms. You can download our free app, Mixstation Radio Live. That's MIXX Station Radio Live. We have 2 locations in Towson, Maryland, and Eastern Shore, Maryland. With our new service, you can host your own show from home with Mix Mobile. That's MIXX Mobile.
Did you say I can broadcast from home?
Yes, we have a new service called Mix Mobile. We can come to your location or you can log on virtually.
Hold up. That can't be true, man.
Yes, Mixstation can air any show from anywhere in the world, and all you need is a strong internet connection. Also, we have a toll-free 1-800 number.
So you're telling me I can stream on YouTube, Facebook, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and all the formats all at the same time and have people calling with comments?
Yes, join the mix. If you want to join the mix, email us at mixstation@gmail.com. Again, mixstation@gmail.com. That's MIXXstation@gmail.com.
Pressure and heat builds in my vaginal walls. I become like a volcano, ready to erupt at the height of my orgasm. Oh! No one, my dear, has ever come close to this love you inspire. You fill my soul with so much joy. For you, my dear, are my heart's desire. Oh,